Hello! So, the mighty Brickmasters at LEGO have released a LEGO Game Boy, based on the original DMG-01 1989 model, and it's about £55, and it's very nice indeed. I'm not going to get one myself, though, because I've got multiple real Game Boys, so it'd be a bit weird to have sort of a pretend one made out of bricks. But I tell you what I have got! Knockoff ones, because, well, that's what we do around here. So, I'm going to show you several kits of various things, Game Boys included. None of them are official LEGO. We will call them, charitably, fake LEGO. And they all come from AliExpress, unless specifically said otherwise. So the first two just came in bags marked Bloxbrick Mock, mint on card, I don't know, just like that. That's it. A very generic bag with a sticker on it. And you don't even get instructions inside. You get a QR code and like a password, and you have to go to a link and put the password in, and then you get like a PDF of the instructions. Okay then, well, I'm sure it's saving a small bit of a tree or something. Anyway, here's the first one we're going to look at. And I've got to say, it ain't half bad. Look at it. It is a yellow Game Boy. It has the D-pad, it has the buttons, it has the start and select, it has the power, and it has the infrared bit at the top, and all the things you would want. And it doesn't look bad at all, does it? I would have preferred a slightly green tints to the screen as opposed to the grey, but other than that, hard to say otherwise. There's quite a lot of little bricks in here, perhaps slightly too many. I mean, it does give you need some sort of brick stuff in it, obviously, so you can tell that, you know, it is made of bricks, but if not, may as well just have a lump of plastic. But, yeah, don't know, maybe a little bit over the top, and that looks a bit etch-a-sketchy, if you know what I mean. But overall, not a bad thing at all. So when I first saw it, I thought, Game Boy Pocket. But no, then I looked closer. It's a different shape to the pocket, and it's got the round bit at the back, which means it's a Game Boy Color, or based on thereon. Very roughly. There's got a more rounded bottom and all that kind of stuff. And look, got your bit at the side where it's all rotund for the batteries to go in and all that. And yeah, I think this is pretty good overall. And you know how much it was? It was £10.49. Only £10.49, I tell you. Which is pretty good for something that's sort of about the right size and looks decent. However, there are problems with it. Allow me to demonstrate. Firstly, to be honest, they're all structural problems. All of the designs of it have a kind of... You could have made that a bit more robust, guys. Allow me to demonstrate. So, the back does come off, and you can see inside a little bit of a little bit of something in the back here. I don't really know what all that stuff is going on, but okay. Now the problem is, you see all these long bits here. They're all a bit wonky, aren't they? Because they just sort of sit on the back, and you have to. They very bloody hell's full of bits. They very easily bend and come off. So could do with being a little bit more solid there. However, that is very minor as compared to the major problem. Yeah, there's just nothing holding those. Why didn't they put bits that connect together there? It seems so weird. But yeah, basically these just come straight out. Great, yeah. So you've got to be very careful with it, but as it's going to be on a shelf for most of the time anyway, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. You get the idea. But yeah, it is a groovy thing for the money. A little bit more thought in the design there, and it would have been... oh, look, the bottom's starting to come out and it'll go wobbly down. Oh, dear. Yeah, a little bit more thought in the design. It would have been amazing. But as it stands, still looks pretty good. And, you know, as long as you don't poke your finger through it, you'll survive. Oh, look, here comes another one. It is a grey one, and this one's nowhere near as good, which is a shame. So, yeah, we've kind of got these little vertical buttons there. You've got the things here. Is this supposed to be an original Game Boy? I don't think it is. It's sort of a hodgepodge of Game Boys, I think. It's got your lump at the back there, which a colour would have. But it's a grey colour, and you'll notice 3 rounded corners and 1 square corner, I think, is going for a sort of Game Boy Pocket thing, maybe? Is that right? I don't really know. We're going to say yes to that. I mean, it shouldn't have a round bit at the back, but yeah, it's a little bit less accurate to a thing. It's more an evocation of a Game Boy as opposed to a Game Boy itself. You've got the greeny screen, which I appreciate. You've got just no border here. They've just why is that light grey and the rest is dark grey? That's bad, and I don't like it. Yeah, it's just nowhere near as good, to be honest with you. It just looks like a bit of a mess. It holds together a bit better, except for this whole bit at the bottom. Look, it's just weird design choices they have. Why don't they just clip together a little bit? Be much stronger. It does have a bit more interest to it, though. If you remove the back, if I can remember how, here we are. Look, it's got little batteries in it. Hey, like pretend Duracells. Hey, that was fun. Well, never going to do that again. But yes, that does at least mean it rattles. But yeah, not as good as the original. Slightly cheaper, £8.79, but yeah, not as good as the yellow one there. Interesting, though. Interesting. Now we're going to jump up a few notches on the ladder of fake Lego as I present to you Jackie. Jakey, I don't know. But Maker Pop is kind of the thing, where it comes in a box and looks like this. This is a personal computer SE from 1984. Gee, I wonder which computer it is supposed to be. Perhaps it is an Apple Macintosh, friends. Yes, that's exactly what it is, quite obviously. But they haven't dared put the Apple logo on it. I can't say I blame them. Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it? There's all these little retro things along the line, like, look, television, Sony Walkman, typewriter, Famicom, and some sort of ghetto blaster. None of them obviously branded, and a little bit naughty perhaps on that sense, but hey, it evokes the idea of the original, and that's what they're going for, I'm sure. So these do actually have printed instructions in them, so that's good. And more importantly, they do fit together nicely and are much better designed. Allow me to demonstrate as soon as I can actually find it. Here it is. Look! I've put the smiley face. There were multiple stickers you could have on the front. I went for the smiley face. It is happy to be a Mac. Who remembers these then? Some of you probably. I remember they had a few of them at school, and that's about all I can remember. So, this is your keyboard. It's a bit sort of Billy Basic that, but it does the job, I suppose. This is your mouse, which looks more the part. But this is the machine itself. So you've got your little button on the back, and your they go in the right ports. You've got some grills at the side, your floppy drive at the front, and your power. Yeah, it all looks pretty good, doesn't it? But as you may have noticed on the box, this does cooler things. Look at this. Look at this. It's got all the bloody... Oh, I should have opened it this way around, shouldn't I? Got all the back of the cathode ray tube and all the electrical gubbinses. Look. That's quite an interesting little display, that. I don't know how accurate that is to the actual insides of an early Mac of this type, but yeah, it's pretty good. I thought that was quite a nice little thing. And do you know what? It was £6.68. Somehow, this larger, better designed thing in a box was cheaper than just like the stuff in a bag that isn't as good. Didn't understand it. Don't understand it at all. Is it still that price? I don't know. I bought these about a year ago, but that's not the point. The point is, we're also going to have a quick look at the Walkman. Cassette Music Walker, of course. It comes with cassette and walker. Yeah, from 1979, this is, of course, one of the most famous designs of the Sony Walkman, one of the originals, I believe. And it kind of looks a little something like this. Ooh. So, going to moan about the headphones first. They just keep falling apart because they're just held on with two, like, blocks like that. I mean, not like you're going to wear them or anything, but, you know. Could have done with being a bit more solid, but it's fine. It's fine. You can also detach them. Yeah, look at that. Almost like a proper jack, except not, because it's all bricks. And there it is, from the mighty Jackie. They put the name on this one, look. And, yeah, you've got your buttons, you've got your inputs, you've got your other buttons for controls, and not a whole lot on the back. I feel like there should be something on the back. Maybe it doesn't really matter, does he? You're not displaying it that way out, I suppose. And, of course, it opens up. And inside is a cassette which barely comes out. No, here it is. Not entirely convinced by the cassette. I think that big black slab across it is kind of a bit weird. I don't know, especially because they've put the time in to put the cogs and things inside it, you know. Well, I mean, I put the cogs and things inside it when I was building it, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's quite nice. I think the problem with it, to be honest, is it just doesn't quite stand up next to the Mac. And in my head, of course, I bought them at the same time, and they're sort of the same manufacturer, so they kind of are slightly in competition in my brain, and this one definitely wins there. Also, this was cheaper still. This was £5.25. £5.25! Does it still cost that now? Absolutely no idea. Anyway, We've now got to do it. We've got to show some actual Lego, haven't we? You can't just show all this fake stuff without reasons. Well, you can. I do it frequently. But I discovered this near the checkouts in B&M Bargains when I was buying some different tat. And it was about £12 or something. I thought this looks quite a good set. Lego set for £12. Must have been deeply discounted or something. Lego Creator old-style film camera. Yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it? I wasn't really interested in old-style film cameras. Certainly wasn't interested in that television, which frankly looks like a bit of a weird design. I wanted a Lego camcorder. Because, of course, it looks very similar to the camcorder I'm using right at this moment. So let's push that off to one side and see what it's bloody like. Right, here it is, looking all sort of camcordery. Actually, it's not a good sign. I didn't know which way was the right way up there, was it? But there we are. You've got your basic viewfinder. You've got a lens. You've got sort of buttons and things on the top. And a side panel, and more importantly, of course, it opens up, and you've got the screen and weird guts, which I'm pretty sure you don't normally get in a camcorder. We can see from there we are simultaneously shooting footage of a VW camper van, a bike of some type, motorbike, I think, and some flutterbys. Well, that's lovely. It's all right, innit? I mean, it was a very well-priced set for Lego, but overall, not amazing for the camcorder, do you know what I mean? I think what I might do is rebuild it into the film camera. I have discovered, and I'm sure many of you will agree with me for this, when you get these 3-in-1 sets, these creator ones, it always seems like this is actually the set and these are just some other things which aren't as good. Do you know what I mean? They just never look quite as good, do they? I mean, that's really nice. That's kind of crap, and that's okay, you know. It would have been nice to have a Lego camcorder, but I don't know, it's just not quite doing it for me. It does feel like a reuse of bricks as opposed to something that's designed like that. Do you know what I mean? But it's all right, isn't it? All right for the money? All right for your Lego money? God knows how much it was originally. Probably 20 bazillion pesetas. Right, we're going to finish up on something that is also not Lego. It is Zuru Max. It comes in a golden sphere. So 157 pieces, retro collection. And they do, wait for it, old-style Mac, an old television. The old television's really one, isn't it? A Polaroid camera, a boombox, an arcade machine, which seems weirdly differently styled, okay, and an old-school telephone. So obviously I have opened and built this one, and it was the boombox. And it looks like this. Ooh. Pretty good, actually, isn't it? I really like the look of that. You've got on the back... Oh, no! Destroyed! It will never work. Oh, I fixed it. You've got your antennas on the back there for the radio. Not very interesting on the back, again. We were saying that about the Walkman one, but, you know, it's very unlikely you can see the back, to be brutally honest with you. And they've done the sides and the front and the top nicely. Got your buttons. You've got a little flap here you can put your cassette into, and there is a little cassette thing into it, which does come out, but it's incredibly difficult to get in and out, if I remember, so we'll leave that. Buttons on the side. You've got would that be probably a tuner knob for the radio? They've also done quite a good job, I don't know if you can really make that out, of putting in the almighty... whatever the hell the thing was at the back that showed you which radio station you were on. Do you remember it? It would always have this sort of slightly behind plasticky feel. They've done a good job of that, I feel, by putting it literally behind plastic. And, of course, you got your speakers there, so that's nice as well. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. The problem is you can't really lift it by this for much because, well, you saw what happened, didn't you? It pings right off. But, yeah, pretty cool-looking thing, that. Nice, nice. These were about £8.50, if I remember as well. I just got them off bloody Amazon. Easy enough to get. And of course we've got the little phone. Oh, a little old rotary phone. Who remembers rotary phones then? Yeah, it takes like 5 hours to... Oh, God. If you've never used a rotary phone, they were absolutely incredible. You'd have to do like one number. It goes... And that would just be 5 and 8. It could take approximately 57 years to dial a long number. Absolutely incredible things. Pulse dialing. Anyway, nice red phone. Could be the one they called Batman on in the 60s series. It's not, because if I remember, that one didn't have numbers and things because, you know, it went straight through the Batman. Why would you need numbers? But yeah, again, really nicely put together. Top comes off as you would want and sits back on very strongly, which is cool, and just looks like a nice, bright thing. And reminds me slightly of... God, what was that? Was it Direct Line Insurance in the UK? Much more modern phone there. They had touch buttons on it, but yeah. I doubt they use that as a logo anymore. Well, there we are. You can go back there. Marvellous. Well, that's pretty good. I liked pretty much all of these, to be honest. The only one I wasn't particularly... Well, the camcorder I'm 50-50 on, but I can make a nice film camera out of that, so that's fine. This one's a bit crap, but everything else is pretty good. My favourite is probably, actually, this. It just has a sort of nice look to it. It's not really correct as to any specific Game Boy, but it's close enough. It evokes the thing. And at the end of the day, for a few quid directly from China, that's pretty much what you're going to get, isn't it?
Subscribe for more.